Yeah, talk to me about Lisbon because, I've been there. I was actually thinking of potentially living out there just because it's there's loads of freelancers there basically. But talk to me about your time there. Like what?
We just went out for anyway, I'm so bad.
I can't pronounce anything. Don't worry.
Anyway, it's a brilliant restaurant out there. They only do pig and small. I mean, one of my favourite things they did was a roast potato with fermented, with a pork stock, which they'd reduced down, but not till it was jam. So it was, it was gentle, and then they had a fermented pepper sort of liquor going through it as well. And I mean, it was, you can't get simpler than that, and it was beautiful. But they asked Fergus and I out for pig culling, and we saw this lovely 10-kilo pig who'd been living on this lovely farm. She was slaughtered very beautifully, I must say, under a tree on the grass. And then the butcher, he gutted her, and we then ate. Not her, but because they needed to hang it. But all these chefs came together. We made faggots, of course. And they were very, very awfully. And then this little girl came up and said, "Oh, can I have one of your faggots?" And I was like, "No, you won't like this," because they're quite awfully. She ate it in 5 seconds. I tell you, the Portuguese love their offal. We had blood soup, which I have to say, maybe I needed to work on a field that day. You needed a fork to eat it with. It was so rich. I had.
Right, in fact, if I push that.
That's right.
Paul, sorry, my fault. Yeah, towards you. Yeah, bang, perfect. That's crazy. So were you? Because was Hector out there? Your son was he out there with you?
Yeah.
And was it like just loads of chefs came together for this one old restaurant?
We're all cooking in this incredible farm. It's quite, they leave lots of it to wilding, I suppose you'd say. I mean, I don't know the actual technique. It started raining when we were going to do the tour. But they have a few animals, as little as they can. They kill few now. I mean, it's very nice if you can afford that, isn't it? I mean, a lot of farmers wouldn't be able to afford that. But still, it's a beautiful thing. And they have this huge room, big hall, where they do a lot of dinners and ask guest chefs and things. The whole environment was amazing. And a lot of winemakers came. And I do think Portuguese wine is where it's so delicious, and it's really happening. And it's now we look into places like Portugal where we're saying, look at their food, look how exciting it is. And it's not just this layer, it's like, let's look at it deeply and understand their culture through the food, through what the women even cook. That's coming into the restaurants. It's not some idea of, they've got fine dining, but it's Portuguese, and it makes sense, doesn't it? It's not just French, though I love French food. And all that sail with her, and I am worried for France, because I think they're losing their food culture.
There's so much to pull out. So I think it was in Bourdain. We'll talk about Bourdain at one point as well. He was a huge inspiration for me. But I think it's whether he either goes to Porto or Lisbon, and this is like 10 years ago now. And he goes, why is Portugal not... And I think it's definitely moved there since that episode. It's like, why is Portugal not on the same stratosphere as France, as Spain? And he goes, and there's a long way to go to get there. I think it's definitely getting there. What did you, when you think, and we'll get on to why France is potentially, I know you love it, but it's losing is kind of je ne sais quoi, as they say. But like, what? Firstly, going into the roots and the deep cultures of Portugal, like how do you kind of, not you specifically, but how do we go in there, and how does that culture and that food begin to become more, not ubiquitous, but more known? Do you know what I mean? Because I can't think of many Portuguese restaurants in London unless you go to near Stockwell. Do you know what I mean?
That's where I live, in Stockwell.
So you buy Little Portugal?
We are right there. Okay. And I have to say, there's a brilliant fish shop there, actually, and they have a restaurant out the back, but they won't let me in.
Really?
I'm a chef.
Why won't they let you in? That's a joke.
I think because I'm not Portuguese.
Okay.
I think they keep... but they, on a Saturday, they get massive tuna in. They also get an incredible fish. I don't know if it's that right on to eat it, but it's like an eel. It's black, covered, and it's a very deep, deep sea fish. And they get that in there, and they chop it all up into pieces. They say it's one of their biggest delicacies. I've never heard of it or seen it. I mean, that's just, we touch on cultures so lightly, don't we? And there's so much that it's not. I mean, I love a sardine, but there's so much more than the sardine and the custard tart, I think, in Portuguese eating. And the more it's celebrated by the people of the country, which is happening in Lisbon, there's all sorts of great things going on. One of our chefs, he's out there cooking away. But they're bringing, so they're bringing it to the tourists, then we know about it, and then more happens. And I think that's exciting in our industry to be celebrating all of this.
Espressos is sponsored by supply chain software gurus Unleashed. It talks to your e-com and accounting software. It's helped islands cut admin time in half, get granular clarity on your margins, know where your stock is. Don't miss availability. Brands like Candy Kittens, Tiny Rebel, and Trip all use Unleashed, and so should you.